Money? Why does it sometimes feel so elusive, slipping through our fingers as if it has a life of its own? Maybe you feel that no matter how hard you work, it's never quite enough. But today, I want to share with you an ancient secret that might change that. With just a coin in the right placement, you can attract the energy of prosperity into your life, like a river finding its path and flowing effortlessly. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover could transform the way money moves in your life. Over time, I learned that money is not just a piece of metal or paper. It's an energy that responds to how we live and organize our space. In Buddhist teachings, we understand that everything around us holds its own vibration, from the wind caressing a tree to the way we arrange objects in our home. So, if you know how to channel that energy into the right spots, prosperity arrives without resistance. It doesn't matter if you have little or a lot. What matters is the balance you create around you. Ready to discover the 7 key places where a simple coin can make all the difference? If you stay until the end, not only will you learn about the 7 places to attract wealth, but I'll also share a golden tip from my own experience to help you draw abundance into your life. That's my promise to you. Manifest with me in the comments. Abundance flows into my life with ease. Now, let's begin. 1. Main entrance. Long ago, in a village surrounded by mountains, there lived a humble farmer named Liang. Liang wasn't wealthy, but he always had enough to live on. Every day at dawn, he would open the door of his home wide, bow his head in gratitude and say, "Welcome, fortune. Come in whenever you wish. My door is always open." One day, a traveler arrived in the village. He was an old wise man with a deep gaze and a serene smile. Tired from his journey, he approached Liang's house, seeking a bit of water. Liang, with his usual generosity, offered him not only water, but also warm bread and a place to rest. Before leaving, the old man took a small golden coin from his bag and left it on the doorstep. Liang, curious, asked, "Why are you leaving that coin here?" To which the sage replied, "It is a symbol of gratitude for your hospitality. Each time you cross this door and see the coin, remember that abundance is always present in your home. Fortune always visits those who open their doors with generosity." From that day forward, Liang noticed something curious. Though his land didn't expand nor his work increase, he always had more than enough. New customers began arriving at his small market, and even during the toughest harvest seasons, his pantry never ran empty. Liang realized that his fortune didn't come from excessive labor, but from the energy that flowed through his door, fed by his openness and gratitude. The main entrance of your home is more than just a door. It's the gateway through which all the energy that nurtures your life flows. Your opportunities, relationships, and even your financial prosperity. By placing a coin near the entrance, you're not just inviting money, you're inviting gratitude. Each time you cross that threshold, you will remember that fortune always calls upon those who are ready to receive it with open arms. So, choose a spot near your door, a flower pot, a rug, or a small plant. Leave a coin there, and each time you enter or leave your home, pause for a moment, bow your head like Liang and say to yourself, "Welcome, fortune." The coin itself isn't what matters most, it's the intention you plant with it. The open door reflects your willingness to receive and appreciate what life has to offer you. And remember, prosperity doesn't always arrive in the form of gold. Sometimes, it comes as an unexpected visitor, a new opportunity, or even a simple moment of peace. 2. The kitchen. Centuries ago, in a small monastery hidden among the hills, there lived an elderly woman named May. May wasn't a nun, but she dedicated her life to preparing meals for the pilgrims who came to the temple seeking rest. Although she had little to offer, her kitchen was always full of life. A warm soup, a simple bowl of rice, and a cup of tea to warm the soul. One especially harsh winter struck the region. Harvests were scarce, and provisions were minimal. The monks, concerned, said to May, "It's best to ration the food. Otherwise, We won't survive until the next season." May smiled calmly, took a bronze coin from the bottom of an old drawer, and placed it on the kitchen shelf. "As long as this coin stays here," May said, "our kitchen will never be empty." True abundance isn't in what you keep, but in what you share. Every time we cook, let us remember that there is enough for everyone. The monks, though skeptical, accepted her decision. Days passed, and every time May served a dish, she said a small prayer. May this food nourish both body and soul. May sustenance never be lacking in this home. Surprisingly, although the rice sacks diminished and the oil ran low, there was always something to cook. It wasn't much, but it was enough. The pilgrims kept coming, and no one left without a warm meal. One day, a grateful traveler left a basket full of food in the kitchen: flour, honey, and fresh vegetables. "I never thought I'd find such hospitality in times so hard," said the traveler. May, with her serene smile, replied, "Abundance isn't a miracle. It's the intention with which you live each day." With those words, she took the coin from the shelf, rubbed it between her hands, and placed it back in her secret drawer. In the kitchen, you don't just prepare food, you cultivate energy. What you cook and how you serve it reflects your relationship with abundance. When you keep a coin in a corner of your kitchen, it's not just a charm. It's a reminder that there's always enough to share, even in the hardest times. Each time you prepare a meal or serve a cup of tea, think of May. Send a thought to those with whom you share your table and to the act of giving. Because wealth isn't only in what you consume, but in what you give. Prosperity isn't a full pantry. It's a generous heart and a peaceful mind that knows that everything you give, in one way or another, returns to you. Leave a coin in your kitchen. When you see it each day, remind yourself that there will always be something to offer in your home. And when you share that cup of tea, do so like May, with gratitude and trust that there will always be enough. 3. Under a plant. Hundreds of years ago, in a temple hidden in the mountains, there lived a young disciple named Li. Li was eager to learn everything his master could teach him. "I want to attain wisdom and prosperity quickly, Master. Tell me the secret to obtaining both," he pleaded one day. The old master, with a serene smile, handed him a small seed and a copper coin. "Plant this seed, and when it gives its first flower, bury the coin beneath its roots. Only then will you understand what you seek." Li, though puzzled, did as his master instructed. He dug a small hole, planted the seed, and began watering it day by day, hoping it would sprout quickly. At first, nothing happened. Each morning, Li went to the garden, impatiently looking for any sign of life. But the earth remained still, and there was no trace of a sprout. One day, frustrated, Li went to his master. "Master, I've watered the seed, I've tended to the soil, but nothing grows. What's the use of all this effort if I don't see results?" The master looked at him calmly and replied, "The seed doesn't grow because you press it. It will grow when it's ready, not sooner nor later. Patience is the first step toward true prosperity." With that response, Li returned to the garden, but this time his approach was different. Instead of waiting anxiously, he began to enjoy the process, watering the plant with care, observing the changes in the soil, and listening to the birds' songs at dawn. Weeks turned into months until one day, almost without noticing, a small green sprout appeared in the earth. When the plant finally bloomed, Li felt a calm he had never experienced before. He took the copper coin, carefully dug beneath the roots, and buried it there, just as his master had taught him. At that moment, the old master appeared beside him and said, "Now you understand, Li. The coin you buried is not just an object. It represents your intention. Each day you tended to this plant. You also cultivated patience within yourself and the certainty that everything comes in its own time. This is prosperity. It's sown with small acts and blooms when you're ready to receive it. When you bury a coin in the soil of a plant, you're doing more than hiding money. You're planting a promise. Each time you see that plant grow, with every new leaf that emerges, remember that prosperity is a process, not an event. Like a good gardener, You must tend to your life with patience, dedication, and care. Just as the plant blooms in its own time, so too will your abundance arrive. But not before you're prepared to receive it. True wealth isn't about how much you possess, but about how much you trust in the natural cycles of life. As Lee learned in his garden, everything has its moment, not before, not after, but exactly when it should be. So, find a plant in your home. It can be a small succulent or a larger tree. Bury a coin in its soil, and each time you care for it, remember that you're nurturing your intention for prosperity. Don't rush, don't despair. Life blooms at its own pace. You only need to be present to watch it grow. 4. The southeast corner. There's a corner in every home where the energy of prosperity finds its natural home. In many cultures, the southeast is attributed with the vibration of wealth. Just as a seed knows where to extend its roots to find water, the energy of money knows where to find its refuge in this space. And a coin placed here is not merely a piece of metal. It's a silent reminder that abundance is always present, waiting for us to discover it. Centuries ago, in a remote monastery in Asia, there lived a monk known as Bao, famous for his wisdom in attracting both spiritual and material prosperity effortlessly. Disciples and villagers came to him with questions about how to improve their lives. One day, a desperate merchant visited him, burdened by poverty despite working tirelessly. "Master Bao, I have a business that never prospers. No matter how hard I work, money always slips through my fingers. Please, teach me how to attract wealth." The elderly monk listened patiently, and after a moment of reflection, he said, "Wealth is not always found where we seek it, but there is a corner in your home that has been waiting to be illuminated. Go to your house, find the southeasternmost corner, and place a coin there. You needn't do more for now. Just observe." The merchant didn't understand how a simple act could change his fortune, but he decided to follow the monk's instruction. He placed a coin in the southeast corner of his home, between an old trunk and some forgotten cloth. He did it without expectations, but the next day, he sensed something different. The corner that once seemed gloomy and neglected now felt more alive, as if natural sunlight had found it for the first time. As the days passed, he noticed small opportunities starting to appear. New clients, improved relationships, and eventually, a significant sale that transformed his business. What changed in the merchant's life? Was it just luck? Later, Monk Bao explained to him, "The southeast corner of your home reflects how you manage wealth within yourself. By placing the coin there, what you truly did was open a path for the energy of money. It's not about the metal in the coin. It's about the intention. Like lighting a candle in a dark corner. A simple action can reveal things that were always there, but that you had never seen." The merchant then understood that wealth isn't only a matter of hard work, but of clarity and openness. The coin was a symbolic anchor, able to hold the energy of money in its space without letting it escape. Over time, he learned that more important than endless labor is having a heart and a home open to prosperity. When you place a coin in the southeast corner of your home, you're not simply decorating a forgotten space. You're making a silent call to prosperity. It's like telling the universe, here is a place ready to welcome wealth. It's not just about money, but about all forms of abundance. Meaningful relationships, unexpected opportunities, and moments of deep gratitude. Like the merchant in the story, you may not see immediate results, but with time, you'll begin to notice small changes. Things that once seemed impossible will become possible. Energy moves in subtle ways. And your task is simply to open the door. Find the southeast corner of your home or room. It doesn't matter if it's decorated or has been a neglected space. Clean the area with intention, perhaps lighting a candle or burning incense to purify the energy. Then, take a coin, any one you have on hand. As you hold it, close your eyes for a moment and visualize what you wish to attract into your life, not just money, but everything you consider a form of wealth. Then, place the coin in the corner, with the certainty that this simple action has already begun transforming your reality. Each time you pass by that corner, do so with gratitude. It doesn't matter if the coin is visible or hidden behind an object. What's important is that its energy is there, anchoring the intention of abundance in your home. Prosperity, like light, has always been around you. You only need to find the corners where you haven't yet let it in. The southeast corner isn't magical by itself. It's a reflection of your internal readiness to receive. Just as the merchant's coin attracted the wealth he was already prepared to welcome, you too can prepare your space, your mind, and your heart for abundance to flow effortlessly. 5. Boxes or jewelry cases. Keeping coins in a jewelry box or a small container isn't just a casual act. It's a gesture filled with symbolism. Each time you place a coin there, you're creating a small sanctuary for prosperity. It serves as a reminder that abundance is not a race against time, but something that has always been available to you, patiently waiting for the right moment to be discovered. In a monastery surrounded by mountains, there lived a young apprentice named June. Like many young people, June sought quick answers. He wanted wealth and prosperity, and he wished to know the secret to obtaining them without having to wait. One day, he decided to speak with his master, the elder monk Liang, known for his calm wisdom and practical teachings. June bowed before the master and said, "Master Liang, I've always heard that both spiritual and material wealth are within reach for those who know how to ask. Please, teach me the secret to attracting money without wasting time." Master Liang, with a gentle smile, handed him a small wooden box, simply carved and without visible riches. "Carry this box with you for a year," Liang said, "and each time you feel something lacking, place a coin inside. It doesn't matter if it's a small copper coin or a shiny silver one. What matters is that you do it with intention. At the end of the year, open the box and you'll find the answer you seek." June felt disappointed. A box? Is that all? He thought. However, respecting the wisdom of his master, he accepted the challenge. Throughout the year, each time he felt scarcity, worry, or frustration, he placed a coin in the box as the master had instructed. At first, June did it without much thought, but over time, he began to notice something curious. The simple act of placing a coin made him feel lighter, more at peace. Gradually, he realized that each coin was more than just a piece of metal. It was a symbol of gratitude, a reminder to trust that there would always be more. When the year passed, June returned to Master Liang, eager to open the box and discover what treasure it contained. With trembling hands, he opened the jewelry box. Inside, he found all the coins he had stored, each one glistening under the sunlight, streaming through the temple window. The young man looked at the master with some confusion. "Is this all? Where is the wealth I was expecting?" Master Liang, with the same calm that had accompanied him through the years, replied, "June, the wealth you sought wasn't in the coins, but in what you learned by placing them. Every time you put a coin in that box, you strengthen your trust in future abundance. What you see here is not just a handful of coins. It's a reflection of a year's worth of patience, gratitude, and certainty. The true treasure isn't the coin itself, but the serenity you've cultivated by trusting in the process. Storing coins in a box or jewelry case is like burying small seeds of gratitude and faith. It doesn't matter how much you have at this moment. What matters is the intention behind each coin you save. These coins become anchors that connect you to the abundance already present in your life, even if it's not always visible. Each time you open that box, you're not just counting coins. You're reminded that prosperity doesn't always come in the form of great wealth, but in small acts of daily gratitude. Every coin is a silent reminder that there is always more to come. Just as June learned, true value isn't in the coins, but in what they represent. Prosperity is an energy that grows when we nurture with gratitude and patience. It's not about how much you have today, but about choosing to trust that there will always be enough for tomorrow. So the next time you place a coin in a box or a jewelry case, do so with the certainty that you're planting a seed of abundance in your life. And remember, the greatest treasure is not external wealth, but the inner peace that comes from knowing that no matter what, there will always be enough for you. Now it's your turn. Find a special box, save a coin, and begin your own prosperity ritual. Don't underestimate the power of small gestures. These are the ones that, over time, transform our lives completely. If this teaching resonated with you, subscribe to Buddhist Wisdom and join us on this path of spiritual growth and abundance. And remember, where there is gratitude, there will always be abundance. 6. Bedroom. The bedroom is a refuge, a sacred space where the body rests and the soul renews. Placing a coin under your pillow or near the headboard is a symbolic act. Even though your eyes are closed, your intention remains awake. It's like leaving a candle lit in the darkness, a reminder that prosperity works silently while you sleep. Long ago, in a small village crossed by caravan roads, there lived a merchant named Wei. Wei had dedicated his whole life to tireless work, yet despite his efforts, he never seemed to prosper. Every coin he earned slipped through his fingers, as if wealth were a dream from which he always awoke just before reaching it. Exhausted and desperate, he sought the advice of a traveling monk known for his wisdom and his ability to transform lives. "Master, why can I never prosper? I work endlessly, yet nothing lasts. What must I do to attract the abundance I desire so much?" The monk, with a compassionate gaze, replied, "Wei, the problem isn't how much you work during the day, but what your heart carries while you sleep. If you want to attract prosperity, you must start by clearing your mind before resting. Sleep is the time when your deepest desires find the space to flourish." The merchant, confused, asked, "And how can I do that? How do I make my dreams work in my favor?" The monk took a small copper coin from his pocket and placed it in Wei's hand. Each night, before going to bed, place this coin under your pillow and let it represent the abundance you desire. Don't dwell on your debts or worries. Instead, be thankful for what you already have, and sleep with the certainty that prosperity will come, just as dew settles over fields at dawn. Following the monk's instructions, Wei placed a coin under his pillow every night. At first, he noticed no changes. But over time, his attitude toward life began to shift. Instead of going to bed worried, he started to appreciate the simple things: the food on his table, his family's health, and the roof over his head. One night, Wei had a dream. In it, he walked across a vast golden field under a cloudless sky. Each step he took caused flowers to bloom around him. In the dream, he realized that abundance wasn't something external to chase, but something that blossomed from within him, like those flowers blooming beneath his feet. When he awoke, he felt different, light, filled with hope. The days that followed brought not only new business opportunities, but also an inner peace he had never known. Each coin he earned seemed to go further, as if it carried a hidden blessing. And it had all started with a coin under his pillow. Sleep is much more than mere physical rest. It's the time when your subconscious mind works silently, planting seeds for the future. Placing a coin near the headboard or under your pillow is a simple but powerful ritual. It's like telling your spirit, "Even as I rest, I trust that prosperity will come." A mind that sleeps with gratitude wakes with new opportunities. You don't need to know the how or the when. You simply need to trust that what you plant in your dreams will blossom in your reality. Coins are more than symbols of wealth. They are reminders that, even in stillness, life continues moving in your favor. Remember that prosperity isn't always measured in coins or material riches. Sometimes, the greatest abundance is the peace you feel knowing you have all you need, here and now. If you can sleep with gratitude, you'll wake with new opportunities. The coin under your pillow is not just a charm. It's a seed that nurtures your faith in the future, even as you sleep. So tonight, before you close your eyes, place a coin under your pillow and rest with the certainty that life always finds ways to bless you, even when you're not looking. 7. Mirrors or water fountains. Mirrors and fountains are not ordinary objects. They hold a hidden power that few people know. They are portals of energy, capable of amplifying whatever you place near them. When you place a coin next to a mirror or a fountain, you're inviting abundance to multiply. Just as the reflection in the mirror expands or the ripples grow when a drop falls into water, your prosperity doubles, extends, and never stops flowing. There is an ancient legend about a great palace known as the Palace of Mirrors. It was such a magical place that, upon entering, each visitor's emotions, thoughts, and intentions were reflected throughout the hall. The mirrors didn't just show outer appearances. They also revealed the inner state of every person who looked into them. One day, a young farmer named Jian came to the palace in search of fortune. He had heard that anyone who entered with pure intentions would leave enriched, but those who carried dark thoughts or greed would leave empty-handed. Eager to change his fate, Jian entered the great hall. There, hundreds of mirrors surrounded him, each reflecting his image from every angle. At that moment, his mind filled with doubt. What if I'm not worthy enough? What if I never find the fortune I seek? As he saw his reflection, the mirrors began to multiply his insecurities, showing hundreds of versions of himself filled with fear and worry. Jian felt the energy in the room grow heavy, as if his own doubts were trapping him. Desperate, he started to run toward the exit. Before he could leave, an old guardian of the palace stopped him. Young man, the palace is not the problem. It's your heart that reflects what you find here. If you want to leave with something of value, you must first bring something of value within you. Jian, bewildered, asked, "What should I do then?" The old man handed him a small bronze coin and said, "Place it in front of any mirror, and instead of asking for something, give thanks for what you already have, even if it's little." The reflection is merely an extension of your intention. Jian took the coin and placed it in front of one of the oldest mirrors in the palace. Instead of asking for wealth, he closed his eyes and whispered, "Thank you for the small blessings I already have. Thank you for the strength in my body, the friends who accompany me, and every opportunity, even if I don't yet see it clearly." When he opened his eyes, something wonderful happened. His reflection in the mirrors changed. Instead of a worried young man, he saw a man at peace, surrounded by multiple images of himself smiling and calm. It was as if each version of him in the mirror held the coin, multiplying his gratitude and reflecting prosperity from every angle. Jian left the palace with the certainty that wealth was not something he would find in a distant place, but something he had to cultivate from within. From that day forward, his life changed. Every time he earned a coin, he placed it near a mirror in his home, knowing that each reflection was a promise of abundance yet to come. Just as mirrors multiply what they see, water fountains keep energy in constant motion. Water never stops. It flows, falls, rises again, and with each drop, it carries an intention. Placing a coin next to a fountain is like whispering to life to let prosperity flow continuously along your path. Each time the water runs, you're sending a message to the universe. I am ready to receive again and again. In another ancient tale, a Zen master took his disciple to a river that never stopped flowing. He asked the young man to take a coin and throw it into the water. "Master, why throw a coin into the river? Isn't that a waste?" The master smiled and replied, "Water is never lost, young one. It flows, travels, but always returns in another form. When you give something with sincere intention, it comes back to you multiplied, like water transforming into rain, snow, and vapor, only to return to the river." From that day on, the disciple learned to trust the natural flow of life. He understood that, like water, prosperity doesn't always arrive immediately, but always finds its way back. Remember that both mirrors and water carry a simple yet profound message. What you give with intention returns to you. Mirrors multiply what you carry within, so choose thoughts of gratitude and trust. Water teaches us that life is always in motion, flowing toward us in ways we may not expect. Prosperity isn't a race against time. It's a dance with the energy of the universe. Place a coin near a mirror or a water fountain, and let life take care of the rest. Trust that what you plant today will be harvested in abundance tomorrow. As I promised at the beginning of the video, here is my golden advice. If life has taught me one thing, it's this: True abundance begins with gratitude. I've seen how those who appreciate the little they have end up receiving more than they ever imagined. No matter how many coins you place or how many rituals you perform, if your heart isn't filled with gratitude, you'll always feel that something is missing. Over the years, I've learned to be thankful for every moment. A glass of fresh water, an honest conversation, a day free from worries. When you wake up in the morning, before thinking about what you lack, take a second to appreciate what is already in your life. Because when you cultivate gratitude, you send a clear message to the universe. Asterisk, I am ready to receive more because I value what I already have. Asterisk, remember, we don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. If you are gratitude, you will attract more reasons to be thankful. That is the greatest lesson I can share with you, not as a teacher, but as someone who is still learning, just like you. Now that you know these 7 powerful places, are you ready to try it? Tell me in the comments where you'll place your first coin. If you want more content like this, give it a like, subscribe to our channel Sabiduria Buddhista, and activate the bell so you won't miss any Buddhist teachings that could transform your life.